January 31st. Today's January 31st, 2016, and January 31st, 2017. January 31st, 2017. This is me trying to figure out the fractions and the. I know that there's 365 minus 31. 31 and 30, 65 minus 31 is 5. 335 days left in the year. Hey, well, you can check it out. Today is January 31st, 2017. 365. This was a conundrum. So basically every day has 30.14 days, and we have eclipsed that. If we divide 12 times 3.41 times 3.41 equals 12 times 3.41 equals 365. 12 divided. Everybody goes through their life trying to figure things out. Hopefully, I think some people. 365 equals, okay, basically 32 days. 32 times 12. 32 times 12 equals 384. So all these calendar days basically are saying whatever they're saying. Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I'm pretty sure I was able to figure it out. But anyway, long story short, you get 365 days in a year, and you don't know. Have you ever counted how many times you breathe? So I just wanted to make a consideration on that. I like to think about this because I don't for 1 second want to think that my life is about the videos that I make. This is more about the videos that I make because I like to have a good time. And I just hope that no matter what's going on, they just Gorsuch just became the nominee for the Supreme Court, but I think the Supreme Court is not on this land. I think it's above. This has been my month. These are some of the things that I do. One of the things that I do is I like to look up. Keep your head to the sky. Gave me the will to be free. Purpose to live is reality. This is a beautiful sky that beckoned me to capture it. I'm not going to prejudice your mind with what I see here. But what I see here, I've seen over and over again. It just become more well defined.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. It's a really constant ocean that's all. I hope you dance. So long. I hope you dance. To look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. It's a really constant ocean. I hope you dance. So long. I hope you dance. To look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. Told me to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone.
So, there's just another issue that's going on right now. It's Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl. I really don't like the Falcons, by not liking them, I freaking hate the Falcons. But yeah. So we're gonna go somewhere with this video. As always, I try to go someplace. I'm just not trying to flounder and not have a point to which I am trying to highlight. But we got to go back to this right here. Trident Tech College. These are them old black bitches from Trident Tech College. Can't stand the motherfuckers, man. Charleston Southern, Trident Tech College. They're nicer now. I have to admit. New Jersey, the sisters are much nicer than them old black bitches in South Carolina. This is a picture of them. I didn't make this shit up. I'm not gonna waste time. I just wanted to let you bitches at Trident Tech College know, especially this one right here. You was the last nail in the car in the one of the 9-inch nails that nailed Jesus to the cross. Cause you the motherfuckers that you old black bitches are the one that said crucify him, but he couldn't have gone to glory without your condemnation. This is a man, Dave Butler, give him some love. Tommy Sotomayor, Black Child.
Wake up feeling like, yo, today gonna be a good day, and then like people fuck with you. Shut your ass up, bitch. Listen, now I'm tired of y'all. I'm trying to be polite and tell you bitches jokes. Now you mad because I say bitch. You can never blame a person for how they react. You get what I'm saying? If you slap a nigga you don't know when he shoots you, you can't be like, God damn, you overreact. You know, leave me the fuck alone. I'm up here doing youth services. I got paid before I started, bitch. I can leave now. Wesley can't beat me in a fight. What you say? Listen, y'all, this is what I don't like about you bitches. And I'm talking about niggas too. Y'all sit all the way back there saying, oh, I want to get cracked on. Then you want to try your arm. I will fuck you up on this type of shit because I'm ignorant as fuck. Yeah, they khakis, bitch, I bought them. Just because you can buy your dick and I can't don't mean mine don't size up. She going through a phase. She'll fuck me in 2 years. Shut up, bitch. She probably got kids. She ain't no real dyke. You probably got kids, bitch. Fuck out of here. You want to be tough now because the nigga that used to fuck you up turned you tough. Don't get smart with me. Fuck Lawrence up. He don't want to beat you gay. With your hairy ass pussy. I was mind my business, y'all. What now? What now? What now? You ain't got to tell me shit, bitch. You ain't get paid to talk. You ain't got to say shit, but just fucking shut the fuck up. You can't take me to the mall, bitch. I shot good. I know that you 2X in that. She don't dress nice, so how you gonna take me to the mall? Step your pussy up and your tongue, bitch. I got you wet right now. You don't know what to do. Look at her. She don't know what to do. You know she can't talk to God about it. She's like, devil, what's happening? Okay. Because you're going to hell, bitch.
I think there's an understanding here. Tucker Carlson.
Elections going forward, and it's not an idle question, given that in the past 8 years under Barack Obama, the Democratic Party has lost more than 1,000 office holders nationwide.
You know why? You know why? Because of these motherfuckers. The ones that they support. Tommy Sotomayor.
Of a bad black parent.
Okay, hold on for a second. You saw the picture of them old black bitches. Here they go. Yeah, they have their little jobs in their places. They have their jobs, but this is the way they really feel about their sons. These motherfuckers that were looking at me like that. And I can show you popularity. That's okay. Thank you, Tommy Sotomayor. I love you always. You're a nice man.
So you're gonna keep drinking the milk, but keep spitting it out. I don't understand this. You are so ignorant.
This is the way black women talk to their sons. Look at their sons, as I just showed you. I was blessed. I am blessed because I was born to righteous parents. At the time of their lives, I was anticipated. I was wanted. I was waited on. You know, when you look at, Donald Trump is theoretically going to Chicago to find out what is going on. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because what is going on is these.
Why would you do that? What joy are you getting out of that? He is so ignorant. Do you all see this? Like, oh my God. What are you doing? Bruh. Never in the history of Mgtow. Then you're gonna call and get it. Oh my God.
Right. Okay, there's a correlation between this and this. Is that black women hate black men. And even though I came through my mother, my mother was great. My mother encouraged me, but there was never any way that I could separate how much she hated me, because I could tell by the way she treated my father. And I love my mother. And I'm pretty sure that boy is going to grow up to love his mother, which the love will never be returned. Oh, so this is what I'm trying to say is, as we go back to this, is that they will always be there to tell you that you're not good enough, but you just do not pay attention to them. There are people who are good encouragers out there. Just hearken into their voices and encourage yourself. Read the scriptures, find out who you are. But this is not the single black. I'm going somewhere with this.
Joining us now is someone who wants to lead the Democrats into the future, former Fox contributor Jemu Green, who is running for DNC chair. Jemu, thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Tucker.
So you were asked about this over the weekend.
He's going to fry her. That's how we're going to end up with that. But let's start out with this, and as he fries her.
Wake up feeling like, yo, today gonna be a good day, and then like people fuck with you. Shut your ass up, bitch. Listen, now I'm tired of y'all. I'm trying to be polite and tell you bitches jokes. Now you mad because I say bitch. You can never blame a person for how they react. You get what I'm saying? If you slap a nigga you don't know when he shoots you, you can't be like, God damn, you overreact. Leave me the fuck alone.
Which is why I don't react. I don't want to fry bitches unless they force me to. And she forced.
Fox and Friends asked about Congressman Lewis's statement, and you described what happened in November as the alleged election. I think I'm quoting you exactly, the alleged election. By that, did you mean that it's an election that didn't actually take place, or that we should pretend didn't happen, or what did you mean? As someone who wants to lead the Democratic Party, what's your position on that?
Here's, I think, the position of not just Democrats or Republicans, just like I said that morning, Americans. Something happened in this election with Russia. Something happened that was so significant that the
These bugs will say any kind of dumb shit. Okay. We already did, damn it. Cause there's an endless list of shit with these motherfuckers, man. These are these mugs, man. These are them. I'm telling you why they're getting fried. Because the motherfuckers deserve what they've made their. I'm sorry. We've all made our beds, and we all are gonna have to lie in them. Check this out.
Okay.
Tommy Sotomayor is my mentor. I like Tucker Carlson, and I think the industry is exploding. There's room for everybody. I don't. This is not how I eat, anyway. But this is what I love. Is this is exposing Delilah, this exposing Eve, exposing um the corruption of the babies.
Let's call it what it is. Black women are singularly the most irritating people on planet Earth. Now, them being irritating is not the reason why I do what I do. Well, not the complete reason. But a lot of what I do is based upon the fact that black women and what is going on in the black culture, community, society, whatever you want to call it, is directly caused by them. Excuse me. It's directly caused by them by the way they raise their children. Black women have done such a poor job at being raised that they're systematically passing it down to the next generation, and it's getting worse
Wait a minute.
and worse.
Hold on. What the fuck did you just say? What the fuck did you just say?
Excuse me. It's directly caused by them by the way they raise their children. Black women have done such a poor job at being raised that they're systematically passing it down to the next generation, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Somebody showed me a video, and I want you guys to take a look at it. This is a video of a woman who appears to be at a school, black woman, with her child. And I want you to take a look at what she and other black women are doing to this kid.
I just talked about my father. One thing that and I think you'll probably surmise through this video, this is horrible. They need to understand how money is created. They need to understand that money is paper, but your children are flesh. Money is nails. Yeah, I'm just going to let the thing speak. Let it speak for itself.
To this kid. First off, how many of you guys know that blood-curdling, eardrum-bursting voice of black women?
It's the most ugliest thing in the world, and I hate that we have to date black women. We have the worst women on planet Earth. No one else has as shitty a woman as black men do. She can't wait! She can't wait! She can't wait! How many of you have heard black women talking like this? Normally. Sounding like just a pack of hyenas. She can't wait! She can't wait! She can't wait! Who would speak like this around their children? But they speak like this normally. And each generation of black women are degrading further and further away from a female into just a mixture of a man and a beast with breast and a vagina. You can get mad at me all you want, but why is it that there are more black women upset at how I speak about the actions of women like this than there are black women upset about the actions of women like this? And then they keep...
Please, Sotomayor TV, Tommy Sotomayor, please look him up if you haven't. I'm pretty sure that if you looked at any of my videos, then you know who Tommy Sotomayor is. This video could make itself, but apparently, I'm the monkey that needs to push the buttons. But I'm just trying to show you what's happening out there, and I'm trying to show the Jezebels. Your days in the sun is coming to an end.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TNN, Raw and Uncut, where you get nothing but news delivered to you with no filter and no script, by none other than Tommy Sotomayor. Good morning and welcome to TNN News Raw. I'm your host, Mr. Tommy Sotomayor. Now, I know what you're thinking. This Negro just doesn't sleep. Well, crack and speed will do that to you. No, I just have a lot on my plate with a lot of things that I want to get to you guys because, hey, you only live once. And this is something I talked about last night on my live show, but I wanted to talk about with you guys. It's a glorious, glorious day. Maybe. I have no idea what that was. If words translate into actions, then let's just say maybe this tweet that came from Donald Trump is something that will get the ball rolling. The ball rolling on what? Well, that would be America's sewer system, Chicago. Chicago is starting off at record-setting numbers, and the president decided to address it. And he addressed it by tweeting out this. If Chicago doesn't...
Hold on for a second. Barack Obama's from Chicago. You see what is being set up and what is being exposed. And this is where we're going with this.
Members of Congress that got that classified briefing.
Elections going forward, and it's not an idle question, given that in the past 8 years under Barack Obama, the Democratic Party has lost more than 1,000 office holders nationwide. Joining us now is someone who wants to lead the Democrats into the future, former Fox contributor Jemu Green, who is running for DNC chair. Jemu, thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Tucker.
Jemu.
So you were asked about this over the weekend on Fox and Friends, asked about Congressman Lewis's statement, and you described what happened in November as the alleged election. I think I'm quoting you exactly, the alleged election. By that, did you mean that it's an election that didn't actually take place, or that we should pretend didn't happen, or what did you mean? As someone who wants to lead the Democratic Party, what's your position on that?
Here's, I think, the position of not just Democrats or Republicans, just like I said that morning, Americans. Something happened in this election with Russia. Something happened that was so significant.
What the fuck they're talking about?
By tweeting out this. If Chicago doesn't fix the horrible carnage going on, 228 shootings in 2017 with 42 killings, up 24% from 2016 at this time, I will send in the feds. What a wonderful sentiment. And I was happy, and the rest of the world is looking at this and thinking, what does he mean by sending the feds? Well, number one, you can go to my website and click the link in the description box. And what I'm going to do is give you guys some options that he may have. Now, the truth of the matter is, President Donald Trump doesn't have very many options. Rahm Emanuel, he talked with him before and said, hey, you may need to call in the federal government to come in and help. Now, Rahm Emanuel looks at it a little bit different. He says, number one,
they need more funding in Chicago. But of course he'd say that when he's putting a lot of it in his pocket. Did I say that? I did. Number two, he's probably asking for this money because they're just going to misappropriate the money anyway. Do not send Chicago another dime. But number three, he says they need more police officers on the street. I can agree with that. More police officers on the ground, but what they need to also do is if they're going to put money into anything in Chicago, not into the force, but into the education. Into the education of the people, and then take it away from the single mothers. The single mothers is destroying your city. Every city around the United States, Donald Trump, and I wish you would please listen to me, and I know you know this is a fact. If you do not deal with this, then I know you're full of crap. Single mothers are destroying the black people around the country. You said that you wanted to help black people and that nobody else reached out to them, and you're going to be the president to come and help us. Well, here's the best way you can help us. Stop this scourge in America called single motherhood. Stop this scourge called you get compensated for having children out of wedlock. The only people that should be allowed to even get welfare are people who are single, who fall on hard times, people who were married, something happened, they fell on hard times, or people who are currently married. The sad part about the system, Donald Trump, is that you don't help families at all. As a matter of fact, it seems like the only thing you help are broken families. And that's what's continuing, the system of broken families. You also talked about during the campaign trail, your love for the Second Amendment. Well, that kind of puts you in a bind. Because if you have a love for the Second Amendment, either you're going to go against that love in order for you to impose something on Chicago, which is really weird because they have really strict gun laws right now anyway, and it's not helping. Maybe you need to relax those gun laws in Chicago. Maybe if they were more relaxed and everybody had one, again, and you took out the single mother factor, I guarantee you things would change. But you're going to run into a little bit of roadblock there when it comes to that. In the Chicago Police Department, the people who actually give a crap will probably be looking for as much help as they possibly can. But I will say this. The fact that you addressed it as violence that needs to be stopped now shows me that you've done more than your predecessor, Barack Obama. It seemed like he never took the violence in Chicago seriously, and that's his home. It seemed like nothing was done in the 8 years. As a matter of fact, the murder rate kept climbing. So did they not respect their commander-in-chief? Did they not want him to look good in front of the rest of the world? Apparently they didn't. The Chicago Police Department has stated that they are more than willing to work with the federal government to build a partnership with the DOJ, the FBI, the DEA, and the ATF, and the NSCA, the NFL, the NBA, the ABA, all them other alphabets, and boost federal prosecution rates for gun crimes in Chicago, Johnson said. What do you guys think about stop and frisk in Chicago? Think that'll work? Worked in New York, although it's unconstitutional. Would Donald Trump do some things to suspend the Constitution and use it as Chicago to be a test city? See how it goes over, and then start implementing it everywhere else in the United States. And the next thing you know, we're under martial law. We better pay attention to this and how this is handled. Because I, for one, am glad that he spoke on Chicago and spoke on it in what seemed to be harsh rhetoric, although it's in 140 characters. So you can't really tell what he was saying. But we don't want to give away too much power because we found out what that's like under Bush, then under Obama. And what does that tell you? If one was supposed to be a liberal and one is supposed to be a Republican, and they both continued the same policies. We could be looking at Bush the third, Bush 3.0. While we all think we're getting change, we could be ending up getting the same. Let's hope that some real actions are put behind these tweets. What do you think about his tweet? Go to the website and read all the things that can possibly be done legally, federally, constitutionally. And I'd love to hear your opinions. I'm Tommy Sotomayor. This is TNN News, Raw.
Same as it ever was. 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 Same as it ever was.
there's a lot of different ways that I could go. I want to go with relation. You know, sometimes the content dictates, but we're going to finish up with this. And these motherfuckers.
That the Democratic members of Congress that got that classified briefing stormed out of that room, and
let's start all
we
over
may
again.
never.
Let's start on how fry 'em
Elections
like
going
bacon.
forward, and it's not an idle question. Given that in the past 8 years under
He's
Barack
setting her ass
Obama,
up.
the Democratic
And
Party
this
has lost
is
more than
Jezebel.
1,000
This is
office
Satan.
holders.
These are Satan, and they're going to get fried. Not like the police officers that have been vilified. Not like me, who's been vilified by these. Look at them. This is me in front of them with a camera, and they can't fucking show how fucking much they hate me. I'm going to do a video strictly on that. Let's get back to this.
Party has lost more than 1,000 office holders nationwide. Joining us now is someone who wants to lead the Democrats into the future, former Fox contributor Jemu Green, who is running for DNC chair. Jemu, thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Tucker.
So you were asked about this over the weekend on Fox and Friends, asked about Congressman Lewis's statement, and you described what happened in November as the alleged election. I think I'm quoting you exactly, the alleged election. By that, did you mean that it's an election that didn't actually take place, or that we should pretend didn't happen, or what did you mean? As someone who wants to lead the Democratic Party, what's your position on that?
Here's, I think, the position of not just Democrats or Republicans, just like I said that morning, Americans. Something happened in this election with Russia. Something happened that was so significant that the Democratic members of Congress that got that classified briefing stormed out of that room. And we may never know what that is if it stays classified, but we all have those questions. And to your opening, Tucker, I don't think anybody enjoys this. I don't think anybody likes this. This is an attack on our democracy. And Donald Trump had an opportunity after he was the president-elect to start to try to heal the wounds from the election. And instead, he chose to take us in a different direction and continue his type of just baseless attacks. But someone like John Lewis, who is the Navy deemed so respected and American that they named a ship after him, to see what Donald Trump is doing on Martin Luther King Day, no one is standing for it. Not Democrats, not Republicans, not anybody who cares about the future of this country.
What did she say? What the fuck did she say? Martin Luther King Day. These bitches will sell you some 40-year-old fucking stale-ass donuts and shit. Martin Luther King died, motherfucking, we don't know when, but it was put on television that he died in 1968. Whether that's true or not, this shit is old. Not as old as me, though. They'll try to keep selling you the same Martin Luther King Day.
No one is standing for it. Not Democrats, not Republicans, not anybody who cares about the future of this country.
So he's the one congressman out of 435 you're not allowed to attack. But
that's
my
not
question
what
to you,
I said.
though,
That's ridiculous.
my question to you is, though, if you're elected chair of the Democratic Party,
I intend to be.
And you intend to be, your line to Democrats, when you go across the country to the Jefferson Jackson dinner or whatever, you're going to say, we would have won that election if only Vladimir Putin, in ways we can't explain or be specific about, hadn't intervened.
No.
So your understanding is Hillary lost because of Putin. I think that's what you just said.
No, that's not what I said. And so don't put words in my mouth, Tucker. There are lots of things the Democratic Party needs to address. Certainly, we have to find better ways of communicating our issues in a way that are going to inspire communities to turn out for us. We have to make sure that we are defending our policies in the same way that Donald Trump was so effective as a communicator. We have to be able to do the same thing, and we will do it, and we'll win by telling the truth, which is the opposite of what we saw from the Republican in the race in 2000.
If you want to dig to the bottom of the fucking garbage can, this is what you'll find. This is what you'll find. You'll find these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers.
Acting like I'm making this up, as Dr. Moist Twatkins said, it's just a sliver of black women. It's a sliver. It's the majority. The majority of black women, please world understand, the majority of black women act like this. Black women are engulfed in the stripper culture.
How you teach a fucking child how to fucking strip? You see every fucking where.
Okay, people, let's...
Motherfucking black women teach their children how to fucking prostitute themselves. Literally or figuratively. I think this is very close to literally.
What it is. Black women are singularly the most irritating people on planet Earth. Now, them being irritating is not the reason why I do what I do. Well, not the complete reason. But a lot of what I do is based upon the fact that black women and what is going on in the black culture, community, society, whatever you want to call it, is directly caused by them. Excuse me. It's directly caused by them by the way they raise their children. Black women have done such a poor job at being raised that they're systematically passing it down to the next generation, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Somebody showed me a video, and I want you guys to take a look at it. This is a video of a woman who appears to be at a school, black woman, with her child. And I want you to take a look at what she and other black women are doing to this kid. First off, how many of you guys know that blood-curdling, eardrum-bursting voice of black women? It's the most ugliest thing in the world, and I hate that we have to date black women. We have the worst women on planet Earth. No one else has as shitty a woman as black men do. She can't wait! She can't wait! She can't wait! How many of you have heard black women talking like this? Normally. Sounding like just a pack of hyenas. She can't wait! She can't wait! She can't wait! Who would speak like this around their children? But they speak like this normally. And each generation of black women are degrading further and further away from a female into just a mixture of a man and a beast with breast and a vagina. You can get mad at me all you want, but why is it that there are more black women upset at how I speak about the actions of women like this than there are black women upset about the actions of women like this? And then they keep on acting like I'm making this up, as Dr. Moist Twatkins said. It's just a sliver of black women. It's a sliver. It's the majority. The majority of black women, please world understand, the majority of black women act like this. Black women are engulfed in the stripper culture, engulfed in the whore culture. Black women are the only women who outright tell the rest.
Black women are becoming, at the end of their fun.
But we have a lot of work to be done. We have to bring young people in. We have to make sure that the infrastructure of the party has the resources that they need. This is not just a one-issue situation. And so I'm not going to play a game and simplify it with you, Tucker.
I don't want you to simplify it. I want you to explain it because you're running for this. So the first thing you mentioned in that long litany was we need to get the communities out. Now, one community that did not come out for you is white voters. Hillary Clinton won 37% of the white vote. That's the lowest number any Democrat running for president has received in more than 30 years. So it's clearly a massive problem for her. Do you see that as a problem? And what would you do to rectify it, to get white voters to vote Democrat again?
Well, I think that there were some strategic mistakes that were made as far as where we were going to communicate, what types of messages were going to be communicated. It's a campaign. I get it. I'm not going to, say that we need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need to make better decisions when it comes to how we tell the Democratic Party story, and to make sure that whether you're a white working class voter or a low income African American voter or middle class working family, all of us, we are going to be harmed, drastically harmed by the policies that this administration is clearly intending to put in place.
So,
and it is
Simone,
about communication, because
Okay,
they beat us at communication. That
So
we
here's a famous and skilled communicator. Her name is Simone Sanders. She was in fact the spokeswoman for Bernie Sanders, kind of a big deal. And she said this, and I'm quoting on CNN, in this November after the election, in my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. Do you agree with that?
Look, I think that it is...
Okay, that's like a fucking direct fucking question. We're going to repeat the question. Because you motherfuckers, anybody supporting Aunt Jemima? Anybody supporting Aunt Jemima in her fucking pancakes? This is who your spokesperson is.
In this November after the election, in my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. Do you agree with that?
Look, I think that it is great to have people like Simone's passion, and certainly the young voters that were attracted to Bernie Sanders. They are a part of the Democratic Party, and we need to find ways where everybody feels welcomed. I don't.
But wait a second. I'm sorry. What do you think of that? We don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. Do you think she should have said that? Do you think that's an okay thing to say? And do you agree with it?
Well, clearly I'm in the race, Tucker, so I very specifically think we need Jamilu Green leading the Democratic Party right now.
No, don't be silly. Answer the question.
I mean,
she said we don't need
white
people.
Race.
Okay, but hold on. This is not a fringe person. This is Simone Sanders, so we don't need white people leading the party. Now, I don't even need to play the thought experiment what would happen if someone on the Republican side said we don't need black people leading the Republican Party. That would be bad, and I would denounce it. Will you denounce that? Is that okay that she said that? And do you agree with her?
Look, just because we have the same hairstyle doesn't mean that I agree with everything that she says. And certainly I think you should have Simone on your show. Ask her. What we need are people who understand the Democratic Party from inside out.
I'm throwing it up really slow for you to hit. I'm asking
you. I don't need you to talk slow to me, Tucker.
No, to throw it up slow, the pitch, so you can hit it. Do you think it's okay to say we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party? And I'm expecting you're going to say that's an appalling thing to say. You can't say that about an entire racial group. Go ahead.
It's not the right message that needs to be out there right now.
But is it wrong to say that? What do you mean not the right message? Is it a good thing to say, or is that an immoral thing? I mean, can you imagine saying that yourself?
It's not what I believe. It's not what I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know why I'm having a conversation with you about what another African-American woman said.
I explained it to you at the beginning.
We don't all think and say the same things.
Of course I'm not suggesting that. Hillary Clinton, who's not an African-American woman, said in April during the campaign, she said, and I think I'm quoting her, we need to recognize white people, our own privilege, and practice humility. And I thought, well, that's sort of a big generalization. Do you think unemployed machinists in Ohio need to recognize their privilege, or the children of OxyContin addicts in Appalachia need to recognize their privilege? What do you think?
Tucker,
is there a reason white voters abandoning the Democratic Party because maybe they feel attacked by things like that? Is that a crazy thing to say?
Look, Tucker, you're a really smart man, and you understand.
I'm asking obvious questions.
You understand nuance and communication, and you do a lot of critical thinking. Trying to boil that statement down into something that is an attack on a voter in a certain state, that's just ridiculous. I'm tired of these types of conversations, and
really, I'm quoting Hillary Clinton here. I'm not saying taking out of context. This is a real conversation.
This is what makes people opt out of politics, and part of why we lost is because people weren't inspired. They were disgusted. They were disgusted by the discussion in the 2016 election.
So my asking what Hillary Clinton meant when she said that in public is, quote, part of the reason people are opting out of politics? I'm quoting a candidate you supported and asking you to comment on what she said. And you're accusing me of being divisive. Is that what you're doing?
Do you think you're divisive, Tucker? Do you think that you're
I'm asking you if that's a fair thing to say. And my own view,
It
as you
is-
can probably tell from my tone, is that's an awful thing to say
It is
about people based on
absolutely
their skin
fair
color.
to acknowledge that there are issues of white privilege out there that concern very specific communities, and they're based in reality. But it is also absolutely fair and something that I think Democrats understand about the pain that all Americans are going through. But I'm not going to sit here and have this conversation that conservatives, Republicans want the Democratic Party to be having and to divide us in this way.
Oh, no,
because
no.
actually, we are united. We are united in what we need from
Then
an
why did she
economic
get
fairness standpoint.
37%?
We are united in what we need to protect women's rights, which are coming under attack before this
now you're getting
administration
into the
even
talking
takes
points. So let's get
step
specific.
into the White House. We
Okay.
are united. I'm not going to let you divide
Okay.
us along those lines because it's not as simple as that, and quite frankly,
Actually-
it's not as stupid as that.
I was quoting Hillary Clinton and asking you what you thought of it, and you started calling me names. And I'm merely trying to
didn't
get
call
your
you
view,
names.
but you retreated immediately into talking points. So let me get specific again
Don't
and
be
see if
so
you can handle.
sensitive,
Let me
Tucker.
see if you
Come
can
on.
respond.
You've got
if you
thick
can
skin.
respond. If you can respond to this one. So you're saying you're looking for an economic message that speaks to the needs of the middle class and of working people of all colors, and I applaud you for attempting to find that message. So for 8 years, President Obama has been telling us he wants to lower drug prices because they're too high, right? And that was part of the purpose of Obamacare, but it didn't work because, they're still too high, right? Right. A very fast way to do that would be to re-import drugs from Canada. Donald Trump is calling for this. Why in 8 years did Barack Obama not call for that?
Barack Obama called for so many fixes to Obamacare.
No, that's not what
No. This is all very nice, but look at how her eyes are blinking. It makes you think that she's not even a real person. Look at the blinks per second. You won't find this anywhere else but here. She's not real. He's more real. Why is she blinking so many times?
Of Obamacare, but it didn't work because, they're still too high, right? Right. A very fast way to do that would be to re-import drugs from Canada. Donald Trump is calling for this. Why in 8 years did Barack Obama not call for that?
Barack Obama called for so many fixes to Obamacare.
No,
and
that's not
you
Obamacare.
You understand what Republicans did when that man was first inaugurated. They said on day one they were going to obstruct, and they successfully did in many ways. He and the administration were very clear. There are lots of things we need to still fix with healthcare. There are lots of problems.
What about re-importing
with
drugs at a cheaper price from Canada?
But if you don't have
Why wouldn't he
somebody
be for that?
in Congress, if you don't have any leadership on the other side who understands they need to put the American people first instead of trying to destroy
Jimmo.
government because they
Jimmo, this
didn't
is
like
silly.
Barack Obama.
This is silly.
That
Democrat-
is what is wrong.
Come
That
on,
is what
you're
keeps people
above this.
disenfranchised.
Look, I don't want to relitigate it, but if you're going to generalizations that aren't true, Democrats held all three branches of
Untrue?
government when Obama
Untrue?
came into office. Look,
Come on,
I'm just
Tucker.
asking. Here you have Donald.
That's transparently false.
Here you have
The
Donald
obstruction
Trump.
that the Republican
Okay, I know the
Party did
Republicans
to
are bad,
fixing
and I'm not defending
Obamacare,
them.
to making sure that we could
Okay.
continue to get
But
health
can you just
care in
answer
this
the
country
question, or are you
better
just going to pass on it?
was abysmal.
Do you know
And
what it
if,
is?
If you deny it,
Do you know what the
that's
I'm
on
not
you. That's on
I'm
you.
not
You and your
I'm not
therapist can
stop
talk about
for 1
that.
sec. I'm not denying that Republicans tried to stop Barack Obama's agenda, and sometimes it was justified and others it wasn't. But I'm
Most
asking
of
in
the
this
time,
very
all of
that's
the
fine.
time,
I'm asking you a
unjustified.
very specific question, and I'm asking you: do you agree with Donald Trump's plan to re-import drugs at a lower price from Canada? American drugs have been sold in Canada at a lower price, bringing them back. The pharmaceutical companies are against it. Obama did not push for it. Trump is now pushing for it. What's your response to that? Are you for that or against it? Simple question.
I haven't seen the exact plan you're talking about, so I'm not going to play this gotcha game. I'm not going to sit
It's not a
here and
gotcha game. I'm just saying, are you for the
somebody
idea or
who
not?
is refusing to even celebrate Martin Luther King Day and understand that
Why do you always bring it back to race? I'm asking
That's
you
where
about
this
economics.
segment started, Tucker. You're the one who picked the topic. I didn't.
I'm asking you about health care. I'm asking you about lowering drug prices. And Trump, look, I'm not endorsing everything Trump does. I'm just saying here he's doing something that overlaps with what Democrats have wanted to do for a long time, decades. And he's saying, yeah, let's do it. And I'm asking you, are you for it or not? Are you so partisan that you can't just say, yeah, I don't like Trump, but that's a good idea. But
know
you
what?
can't. Can you?
I am the last person that is going to cheerlead some small little one-off from Donald Trump. because I am looking at the bigger picture of what this man is about to do to this country, and
Well, how about the little
responding
picture? How
to
about
the
drug
waves of
importation?
people who are
Okay.
terrified, who are fearful, the women who are marching the day of the inauguration, and the men who are joining them because
This is
they
pretty thin,
understand
Jammu. This
we
is
have
not
to
very
resist.
impressive.
We have to
say.
resist.
All right,
Well,
good luck with that. Thanks for
right
joining
back at
us.
you, my friend.
I appreciate it.
As you can see, fry 'em up like bacon. I'm not going to tell you the whole story because the story's out there and there's no reason to believe me. But when there's one, there's no fun. When there's two, you better run. And when there's three, I will not be. When there's four, I'm out the door. When there's five, you might not still be alive. And when there's six, pick up sticks. Do not believe me. Do not believe anybody else. Do your own research. Fuck you, black bitches, old black bitches that try to attack. Good night.